terrible. I don't even have a microphone at this point. That's because you're an A&M fan. Okay, today, let me introduce the stars though. Today, working with Ms. Kendra, we have Buster. Watch the center of the pool, guys. Buster's about 33 years old. He's a male Atlantic Buffalo Dolphin. And working with Miss Brittany over there, we have Bo. Give it up for Bo. She's going to come wave for you guys. Try to wave for Bo. Bo's our female. She's about 36 years old. Both of these dolphins come to us as retired U.S. Navy personnel. They spent about 30 years working for the Navy. It's getting kind of old for dolphins. So they have us now. They'll live out their life here at INMS. In the wild, this species can live into their late teens and early 20s. But under human care, they get the best medical treatment in the world, the best food. They can live almost 60 years. So both Bo and Buster are middle age. As you guys know, they're marine mammals. So they spend all of their life in the saltwater environment. They breathe air, as we discussed in the museum. They can only breathe out of their blowhole. They're what's known as conscious breathers, which means they have to think about it in order to breathe. We are unconscious breathers. We don't think about it at all. So in the relaxed mode, that blowhole, thank you, Dennis, that blowhole is closed. I'm not good to the mic. Is that better? I don't have to yell as much. Okay, so when they're relaxed, the blowhole is closed. But when they want to take a breath, they flex the muscles that surround their blowhole and allows them to breathe. Also, any vocalizations that they make, look, it looks like that's coming out of Bo's mouth. But remember, she cannot pass air through her mouth. So what she's doing by moving her jaw is she's controlling the muscles that surround the blowhole, and it allows her to make tones at different pitches. This is what they were just doing right there. They have a couple of paired fins. Their flippers on the side are called pectoral flippers. These are your pectoral muscles. These are the pectoral flippers. Now the flippers, the pecs, actually have phalanges, carpals, metacarpals, radius, and ulna. They look remarkably close to your hands and arms. They're the only flippers that have bones in them, and they allow the dolphin to steer. They go up or down, turn left, turn right, wave to you as you just saw. And what about the one on the back? Somebody know what that fin's called?
Caudal.
The dorsal fin, because it's on the dorsal side. As we said earlier, dorsal fins are like fingerprints. They're unique. So that's how we identify the dolphins in the wild. We go out, we take pictures of the dorsal fin, we bring them back here, compare them to a database. That tells us what dolphins live here throughout the year, which dolphins pass through, which dolphins live together in pods. There are no bones in the dorsal fin. What about the fins on the end? What are those called? We call them a caudal fin on fish, exactly. But we call the tail fins on mammals flukes. There's two of them, two flukes. They're separated by a median notch. No muscles, no bones. Very, very powerful, though. These flukes can push the dolphin through the water at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. Launch them as high as 20 feet out of the water. They need deeper water for that. This is 12 feet deep. But the flukes, right at the base of the tail, between the body and the flukes, is the peduncle, the caudal peduncle. That's the strongest group of muscles in the dolphin's body. Right there where Miss Kendra is rubbing right there. If we ever need to draw blood, we'll take it from the fluke area right here. As you know, our pool is separated. We can call them into these areas. They're trained to present their flukes. Small need a little bit of blood, goes out to the hospital. A very, very, very powerful part of the dolphin's body. The average depth of the Mississippi Sound, by the way, does anybody know what the average depth of the Mississippi Sound? It's about 12 feet. That's exactly right. That's why this pool's that depth. Their body's torpedo shaped, very streamlined, allows them to cut through the water easily. They're counter shaded, which means they're light on their ventral side, dark on their dorsal side. And you guys know why they're counter shaded, right? If you're light on your belly and you swim above something, kind of blend into the sky. Dark on your dorsal side, swim below something, you blend into the ocean depths. Think about sharks and some fish. Lots of animals in the ocean are counter shaded. They have anywhere from 80 to 100 teeth in their mouth, but they only get one set their whole life.
So if one falls out, we'll have a gap there. You can come out here sometimes and watch our trainers brushing their teeth. And they tell me that they don't use toothpaste like we use, they use toothbrushes. But the toothpaste is called Novodent, and it's apparently spearmint flavored. I haven't tried it, but our training staff does. They do have tongues that allow them to manipulate their food. In the wild, they'll eat a variety of things that they find. Here they eat mostly capon and herring, and the occasional squid. And then also you'll see our trainers feed them a gel diet sometimes. Looks like Jell-O, doesn't have any sugar in it, it's mostly micronutrients and water. Helps them to stay hydrated, but it also helps us to time our show. Bo and Buster will eat anywhere from 12 to 20 pounds of fish per day, depending on the time of year. A little bit more in the winter, a little bit less in the summer. And Buster eats a little bit more than Bo, because she has to keep her girlish figure of just under 400 pounds. Yeah, Buster weighs right at that, so depending on the time of year. But so they'll eat 4 times a day. So if they're eating 20 pounds of fish a day, that's 5 pounds of fish per feed. That's a lot of food. You're going to notice our trainers have whistles in their mouth. This morning you saw Miss Brittany working with a clicker for the birds. We don't use clickers for these whistles so that the sound travels farther. They can even hear these whistles underwater. It's a training technique called a bridge. So they'll ask for a behavior. The dolphins will do that behavior correctly. They blow the whistle, the dolphins know it's time to come get a piece of fish. We use a training style called operant conditioning, which means we reward the behavior that we ask for, and we ignore the behavior we don't ask for. If when we walked up here, if Buster was out there doing jumps, he wouldn't get treats for that, because we didn't ask for that behavior. That's just something he's doing out there. And then we have